you know, in every business case, you have to talk about your competitive differentiator. You know, what is it that's going to sustain the organization as people try to emulate whatever it is that's successful. And in India, if something is successful, it gets copied and recopied and recopied. As I think about it, well, I think there are two primary differentiators. Number one, you're not ordinary, and it's very hard to replicate you because you're never kind of static. You're always in transition and taking the next step. But the second is that I really believe that, because when I see these people, they all want to join us. You know, those people that do want to opt in are there, and they're there in large quantities. And the ability to track that kind of talent over time. Besides, not only is it morally attractive, but it's also, I mean, when I look at what the potential for us to do this with the right kind of capitalization and the right kind of management approach, that we can solve that with capital. That if we're as effective as we appear to be, you know, now we've done two very different kinds of trainings. We've done vocational training at the bottom of the pyramid, and we've done consumer training with children with Indian Idol. We've been very successful. It can be that financial kind of component is enormous, and if that's there, we'll get some of the very best and brightest to sustain this organization. And that, I think, that organization is the competitive advantage. That not everybody can attract that kind of team that I see us attracting.
Well, that's of course, but that's in the future, because we still need to attract those people in. We still need to, you know, have that very successful. I mean, we've had our pilots hugely successful in both the bottom of the pyramid vocational training as well as the consumer kids performing arts training. The pilots will, and they need to, and they will succeed in the market, bring in revenue. So all that is correct. But I would say even today, as we sit here, Chuck, people talk about all these things: competitive advantage, barrier of entry. To me, the biggest barrier of entry, for example, is you sitting there right across. Another organization needs to find a Chuck Schreiner who will, you know, leave Roberta back home to her, you know, and leave your mansion next to the ocean at Manhattan Beach and come and spend all this time, you know, sleeping in the ashram on the floor. That's the barrier of entry.
Well, that's the thing. See, why was I attracted? Why am I attracted? I think the barrier of entry is not me. The barrier of entry is the thing that attracted me. That's the thing. As we make this organizational, and we will. I mean, I will. I'm damn determined to. I mean, that's what my background is creating organizational cultures. And I want to create a culture around the thing that attracted me, which is this extraordinary vision that is so bold and so daring and yet so attainable.